2 or 3 minutes to see if there are anybody else who's joining. So can everybody hear me and see my desktop clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 1 more minute. Okay, I think we can start now. So hello everybody, and welcome to the second community meeting for Chaos Mesh. And I'm Kelvin. I'm very pleased to be your moderator today. And join with me is Bella. Bella will be the note taker today. And our maintainers are also here. So before the meeting starts, just a few things. First, this meeting is recorded and it will be uploaded to YouTube after the meeting. And then, second, so during your meeting, I would like to ask everybody to mute yourself if you are not speaking, so that we can avoid unnecessary background noise. Yeah, and here are the agenda of today's meeting. So first, in the beginning, we will have a self-introduction part, especially we have some new faces here. And then we will have some updates from the community and a demo. And we will have some time for the Q&A session. Yeah. Okay, let's start from the self-introduction. I think most of the attendees here today were here in our last meeting. So let's just start it from the new face. Hey, Grant Tarrant Fisher. If I remember correctly, it's the first time you're here, right?
Oh yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I've just I'm a big user of the Chaos Toolkit, and I was just doing some work with using the Chaos Toolkit alongside Chaos Mesh, and I saw the call come up, so I thought I'd join.
Nice. So have you tried the Chaos Mesh yet?
I've just about got it running at the moment. I'm just trying to get my first experiment running.
That's exciting.
It's trying to kill a pod at the moment.
Yeah, that's really exciting. So if you try it and if you have any questions, just to let us know. You can join our Slack. It's the
yeah. I've actually been on the Slack channel.
Oh,
so when I first started, I had some problems getting it all up and running. But that I realized I was on an old version from GitHub. So once I got the latest version, it was all good.
Nice. Thanks for being here. Yeah. And then we have Mr. Huo Hao, right? It's also your first time here. So would you please say hi to everybody and introduce yourself? Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. I'm a member of PinCam company, and this is the first time I attend the meeting because by invitation by Zhou Qiang. So I just learned from you.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
that's all.
Thank you for being here. Okay, and I think Vincent, it's your second time here, right?
Actually, it's the first time.
Oh, sorry, bad memory. Yeah, thank you. And thanks you for being here. And can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. My Chinese name is Huang Liang, and you can call me Vincent. I did have some patch to Chaos Mesh. I previously worked on the Net Chaos to add the NetEM module, and also add some filter on that one. And also currently I was thinking how to kind of to specify a service instead of like currently we are using label to specify pod, but the request from community that he want to actually specify a service so that working on the filter of net chaos. Currently I'm thinking on that, and I have some idea we can discuss later. Thank you for having me.
Sure, we're glad to have you. And because I know because I know you already from your contributions, because and I think this name is so familiar. So I thought you were here last time. But anyways, your old friend of Christmas already. Yeah. And then we have Mang Guoguo. It's very cute Chinese name. Would you please introduce yourself? Mang Guoguo.
Hello.
Hi.
My Chinese name is Zhang Hui, and I'm from NetEase.
Yeah, you're already using Chaos Mesh, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Okay, I think that's all the new faces here, and I would not take long time to to introduce everyone, because others are all maintainers or contributors already to Chaos Mesh, and they're already here. They were here in our last meeting. But I will the presenters. Okay, I will just introduce them overally on their behalf. So our maintainers, Qiangzhou and Chen Wen and Song Gao and Yi Hao are all here. So, and Chen Wen and Song Gao, they will present in this meeting, so they will introduce more about themselves later. Okay, so much about so much about the introduction part. Let's get into the real deal. So for the first update, it will be presented by Chen Wen, and he will share with us something about our development progress and the community. Okay, Chen Wen, over to you. Do you want me to share a desktop, or you want to share the desktop yourself?
Okay, I will share my screen. You need to.
Okay, I will stop my sharing.
Stop your screen. Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's start. Hey, hi, I'm Chen Wen, the maintainer of the Chaos Mesh. Maybe some guys know me. My GitHub ID is CWEN and 0 and here, yes. And here is my email. If you have some question about Chaos Mesh or others, you can send email or just send some message on Slack or others. Yeah. And here I will make an introduction about the recent updates on Chaos Mesh. Yes. This month we have 3 new contributors. The first one is Xue Chun. Currently, she is working on our Chaos dashboard, and she is working on the front end. Yes. And the second one is Richard. Yes, and here is Richard. She helped us to improve Chaos Mesh document and make our document more friendly for users. The last one is Huang Wei. He helped us expand String Chaos and make it spot more options. And here, thanks for their contributions. And we hope we have more contributors. Yes. The next. This month, we are working on Chaos dashboard. In this picture, we can see we will spot creating Chaos experiment by the web page. Here you can see you can select different Chaos kind and fill these forms. Using these forms, we can create a new Chaos experiment. And also, we also can use the YAML fields. Yes, you just need to upload a YAML fields, and this films will be filled automatically by Chaos dashboard. Yes, we can use the Chaos dashboard to do something such as measure our Chaos experiment, observe the Chaos result. Also, we will generate the Chaos experiment report. Yes, and at present, we have most API is ready, and we are developing the front end. If you are interested about this, you can join us according to the plan. And the next community meeting, maybe we can have a demo about the Chaos dashboard. Yes. The next, about the Chaos operator, we also have some new features. And here, I just list 2 of them. In the past, when we apply Chaos, when we fail to apply Chaos action or fail to recover the Chaos action, we must delete the specific file headers by hand when we want to delete the Chaos experiment. Otherwise, the deletion will be blocked. And present, if you want to ignore these abnormal situations and just want to delete the Chaos experiment, we spot Fox clip file header with a notation. And here, yes, we can use this annotation like this. You can this annotation on the Chaos experiment object when we create it or when we want to delete it. And the Chaos Mesh will remove the file headers automatically. Yes, the other update is about the sidecar config map. As you know, you need to use the config map to define a sidecar when we use the RCals. In the past, the config map is very complicated because the config map defines many details about the sidecar itself. But the users don't need to care about this. At present, we use a sidecar template to define these details. The users just need to set which sidecar templates you want to use and set the config about the application itself. This optimization will greatly improve the use of the RCals. Next, the others, we also we can support to install chaos match without ham. Yes, you can just to use this command, or this to install chaos match. And here you can see we can use the Kubernetes to install chaos match. Yes. The more updates you can find in our weekly updates. Here is the link. Okay, these are the recent updates in this month. Thanks.
Thanks, Chairman. These are very exciting updates. So before we proceed to next session, does anyone has any questions regarding these updates?
Sorry, I have one question.
Sure.
What's the difference between for the hamless installation? What's the difference between the first one and the second one?
What your question is about a sidecar config map, and here?
The ham.
Ham.
Oh, yes. I think about this. I want users can install chaos match and reduce the dependencies.
Excuse me, Zhang Hui, can you mute your microphone?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You can say it again. Yes.
We just want to reduce the dependency. We can, and also someone want to use the Kubernetes applied and don't like use the hams. And I think it is a good way for these users. And here, if you want to measure your chaos match, and you also, I suggest the users use the hams. And here, this just more convenient for some for new users. And yes. Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Hi.
Hi, Vincent.
Yeah, sorry. Incoming call. But I heard the most of the part.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Any other question?
Okay. I take that as a no. So we can go to the next session, which is a sharing from our another maintainer of Chaos Mesh. So Song Gao, would you please share your desktop and the stack?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, in progress.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Well,
So just the window is not in full size.
okay.
Okay, good. It's good now. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Is this in presentation mode?
Yes.
Huh?
I think you're sharing the wrong desktop.
Okay. Mm. Okay, can you see my presentation?
Yes. Good.
Well, okay, so first thing first, and my name is Song Gao, and my GitHub ID was Yisaye, which spelled as Yisaer. And I'm very glad to welcome everyone to join this Chaos Mesh community meeting here this month. And I'm also the maintainer of the Chaos Mesh. So today I would like to introduce the practice about the Chaos Mesh end-to-end test, aka E2E test, for everyone in Chaos Mesh development. So before we introducing how E2E tests work in the Chaos Mesh, I'd like to share some backgrounds and about the very beginning time for the Chaos Mesh development. When I first contribute to the Chaos Mesh, it only have some linked checking and field test to ensure the functionality. Each time we merge a request, our developers have to manually test to test and cover the basic test case to ensure the Chaos Mesh functionality. And we are also very worried about the undiscovered bugs. So to solve the problem I mentioned before, we began to add many unit tests for the Chaos Mesh. And in my view, there are mainly two types for the unit test for the application in the Kubernetes. One type is around the templates about the rendering or verifying. You can see in the first case, we create a chaos. We create a chaos or a container here, and we call a function to set some environment variable, and we expect the variable is rendered in the template. Another case is to use the in-memory implementation of the API server and the client in some common actions, like we create some objects, then we try to get this object and verify whether it is success. So unit test is great for the simple things, but a lot of caveats as it's very simple. It doesn't get the full functionality like admission control chain on the API server side, and haven't the additional controllers running. Like you deploy a deployment object in the Kubernetes, and then you can finally get some port objects in the Kubernetes. Though you are missing a lot, it'd still be great for the unit test to have a quick, simple testing. So unit tests will be helpful for the stateful machine style actions, like given the inputs and expect the output state, but it doesn't really test the whole system as a whole. So to test the application on a whole system, the E2E test is necessary. So what E2E test we mean here is bringing up a Kubernetes cluster, deploying your application, and coding what you expect and what users to be doing. So to run a E2E test, you need a full Kubernetes cluster, and the test code and the testing code should be like black box style. Here is one example in Chaos Mesh E2E test case for the pod queue action. As we can see here, first in this case, first we create a target engines pod here in the Kubernetes. Then we deployed a pod chaos object with the killing action, and the chaos mesh actually had been installed before. After that we expect the target pod disappeared. We expect the target pod disappeared in a certain minutes. If not, we will think this E2E test as a failure test. So that's the core principle for the E2E test with the application on the Kubernetes. First, we assume the application have installed on the, we assume your application have installed on the Kubernetes. Then the test application should be connected to the Kubernetes cluster. And finally, we simulate the operation from users and expect the results of what they will expect by codes. So to run an E2E test, we have to deploy Chaos Mesh on Kubernetes and make the test application connect to the cluster. But where the cluster comes from, first we can try to deploy the Chaos Mesh from an existing cluster. Then we have to be very careful each time to clean up the environment before the test begins, as we need to ensure that there are no more things remaining from the last test which can affect the test this time. To ensure the cluster is clean, the second way is to bring up a new cluster each time we have end-to-end test. But this is really, bring up a new Kubernetes cluster can be very slow. So the third way is to buy the cloud service. It would be rather fast and stable, easy to use, and really clean. You can also test your application on multiple Kubernetes clusters with different versions. Everything looks pretty good, excepting the cost will be really expensive. So how to bring up a Kubernetes slightly and not so expensively? Now I'd like to introduce a tool called Kind. As Kind's introduction, it is a tool for running local Kubernetes using Docker containers. It was primarily designed for testing Kubernetes itself, but nowadays many applications or controller runtime library use it for the local development or the continuous integration. So with the help from the Kind, we can simply create a Kubernetes cluster lightly with a wanted version. Then we maintain the REST logic in the test application and manage the API. And in this application, we can deploy Chaos Mesh and manage the API objects in the Kubernetes. We also need to install the Helm client and the kube control so that the application can directly execute it. To make the test application running environment constancy for every user, we wrap the test application and its dependency into a Docker image and running it as a container. So the whole structure is very clear. We use kind to create a new Kubernetes cluster and running the test application in a container. The test application would connect to the Kubernetes as a client and finish the remaining test case. To manage the E2E test case properly, many developers choose Jinko for managing test case and Go Omega for assertions. Those two libraries are very famous for Go language developers. Also, Kubernetes did provide the framework for the E2E test case, which is based on the Jinko and the Go Omega. In my opinion, there are at least 3 advantages to use the Kubernetes E2E framework in the E2E test. First, the framework provides a unique namespace for each test case. Before each test case started, E2E framework would create a new namespace for it, and the developer should create do everything or do any action in this, like for example, create the pod or inject a chaos in this namespace. This action ensures that each test case is independent and wouldn't affect each other. When the test case finished, the framework would delete the namespace automatically. The second advantage is that all the test cases are running parallel. Almost all the actions in Kubernetes is asynchronous. The Kubernetes have a wonderful Go package called wait, which is easy to use and valuable to learn. In each cases, we would asynchronous wait for a certain time to verify whether the targets have become the desired state. If they didn't, the test case will meet and timeout error, and the framework will think this case as a failure. And the third advantage is that the E2E framework provide the suitable logs util, and in E2E framework, we recommended users to use the framework's logf function to print the log. After the test ended, the log would be finally saved into an XML file with the JUnit format, which will be friendly to read in the jacking service. Now we have the tools and the suits to help us running the E2E test case. We can start the case in a local environment. So how to build a system that supports the E2E test each time for the Chaos Mesh GitHub request? As we mentioned before, to set an environment running the E2E case, we need kind to bring up a new Kubernetes cluster, a container to wrap the E2E test application. So in Chaos Mesh and E2E practice, we wrap these tools and applications in one pod and make this pod running on an existing Kubernetes cluster. So in this pod, we will use kind to create a cluster and run a container to execute the end-to-end E2E test application. As we will run so many things, of course it will cost so much CPU and CPU resources, memory, and the inferior storage. So we also use the tenting mechanism to limit only one E2E test pod running on a single node. So in our CI processing, for each pull request, we would build a temporary doc image version for this branch in Chaos Mesh repository by Jenkins server. Then the Jenkins would deploy the E2E test pod on our internal Kubernetes cluster and pass the image params to let the test application know which version of Chaos Mesh. So when all the tests passed, the request would receive this event and allowed to be merged. In Chaos Mesh repository, you can trigger the E2E test case with one single command. Just comment the command with /run E2E test. Then an E2E test job will start automatically. When the test check is passed, you can find it on the Chaos Mesh E2E test checking status. If you want to know the progressing for your E2E test processing, you can click the details button and will be jumped to the E2E test detail page. Then we expand the script section and see the detail logs during E2E test. In this case, you can see the E2E test is failed this time. So I need to find out which case caused the test failed. So in the logs, we can find that the pod failure with the duration type failed in this case. Then we should check the code for this case and find out what caused it failed. Also, you can run the E2E test locally. The Chaos Mesh have wrapped those E2E steps as a script so that you can only execute the command instead of installing so much dependencies. The first command is to run the whole E2E test in the local environment. But however, during our development, we don't need to run the whole test case. So we prepare the second case that you can pass the Jinko params and run a specific test case. If you want to run the E2E test case for many times, it would be time consuming that creating and deleting the cluster for each time. So we can use reuse and skip down flag to reuse the cluster and we tested before. This would be really convenient for the local development. Though the current E2E process ensure the functionality for the Chaos Mesh, there still existed so much work to do to improve the developers and the contributors' experience. The first thing we need to do is to improve the stability of the E2E test. Sometimes the E2E test job might be failed due to the network problem or some race problem during the test. It might be useful to add some cache or the mirror source to make the E2E test job running well. The second thing is to make the online E2E test job become easy to debug. When the test failed, we have few methods to know what happened and the root reason which caused the test failed. The third thing is to support the Cloud Vendor API, as Chaos Mesh will support the cloud chaos in future, and we might run a cycle job on the cloud to verify the Chaos Mesh ability in cloud. So that's all for my sharing about the Chaos E2E test practice. So thank you all. My sharing is end. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Song-Gao. So very informative sharing. So anybody have any questions about this topic?
Is that documented on the website on under GitHub, the end-to-end test approach?
Yes, well, currently no, but I do want to record this this practice as a document to share to the community. Yes, maybe recently.
Sorry, let me share my desktop. Computer is running very slow. Okay. My computer is not responding, so Timon or Bella, could you please share the desktop?
Okay, let me share. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I haven't. I think there's something wrong with my computer. Let me rejoin the meeting using the iPad. Okay.
Okay, during this time, I see we have the new guest here, Zhao Kun. So at this time, could you please give us a self-introduction? Hello, Zhao Kun.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Xiangzhao Kun, and I'm a master's student in East China Normal University, and my major is data science and engineering. So now I want to learn how to Keras Mesh, and now I'm using a Keras Mesh to test the TIDB, and so here I want to know about the Keras Mesh community, the development of the Keras Mesh. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for interested in Chaos Mesh and TiDB. Thank you. So, Calvin?
Yeah. Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
And also we have Yeben here. Yeben is also our contributor, has been a long time contributing to Chaos Mesh, and it's his first time in the meeting. Yeben, please, could you introduce yourself and say hi?
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Ben Ye. I'm a master's student at Northeastern American Boston, and I'm a member of the Chaos Mesh development team, and I'm helping with the development of the end-to-end test and the development of Chaos Server. And this is my first time to join this meeting, and I'm happy that many people are interested in Chaos Mesh, and I'm hoping more and more people will get involved. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, I think we have basically covered everything on the agenda, except we have some time left for a Q&A session. So, I mean, regarding the sharing or anything else regarding Chaos Mesh and the community, if you have questions, please you can ask. But we do not have very long time for that. Yeah, if the question is very complicated, we can continue the discussion on the Slack. Yeah.
Yes, I have a suggestion. I want, if some guys have some advice about the content about in the next meeting, you can give some comment on the meeting note, and also give some advice on Slacks, and let us know, and we will. We can talk. We can discuss this in next meeting. Yes, if you want something to discuss. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have as you can see, we have a upcoming topics section. If you have any questions or if you have anything to share, feel free to add it in that section. Yeah, so any further questions? Okay, I think there will be no more questions. We will be ending this conference. And I would like to thank everybody for attending this conference. This really means a lot to me. As Yeben just said, we are really glad to see so many people are interested in Chaos Mesh, and we really look forward to more contributions and more contributors from the community. And also, last, I would like to ask the attendees, each and every one of you tonight to fill in the survey of this meeting, so that we can improve each time. We can make this meeting more interesting and more informative to everyone who attended. Yes, that's all for the meeting, and we're really looking forward to seeing you guys in our next meeting in June. By the way, I think there'll be some cool things to be demoed in next meeting. Yeah, I guess that is all. Thank you all for attending.
Okay.
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.